Are you ready to get to know Aydin Holt? Today, we're meeting with Aydin himself. Now, whether you're here because you haven't heard of him or if you're already a fan, this episode is packed with insights that will leave you inspired and informed. So, let's get started. Thank you so much for joining us today, Aydin. We are so excited to learn more about your journey leading up to the Swamp Cabbage Festival 2025. Thanks for being here.
I appreciate that. No, it's definitely an honor to be on an interview. I'm not used to doing interviews, so we'll see how this goes.
It's going to be great. So we'll just get started by getting kind of an overview of your background, starting out in country music, and also being a guitarist as well.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, so kind of really how it really started is I always talk about it at gigs and stuff with all the songs that I sing. So it all really started with being a little kid, about 8 years old. I had an uncle, we call him Uncle Booger, and he really would just teach me the guitar. And at that age, I had them little fingers, so I tried, but I didn't really do good. But at that age, it's just like so cool seeing somebody like they related to just doing that kind of stuff, and you just really want to do it. And so I ended up trying to do the guitar every time I would go over there. And later on in life, I was about 13 years old, around that age. He ended up passing away due to cancer, unfortunately. But ever since then, to cope with the loss of losing my uncle, I just really picked up the guitar and went to YouTube. And what I would remember watching him and all the knowledge that he would put in my brain about the guitar and stuff, I just went on with it and ended up learning how to play chords first through YouTube, and then it kind of led on to singing. And I didn't even know I could sing, to be honest. And when you first start playing the guitar and singing, it's just like it don't work. It's like your brain's trying to do one thing and you're trying to sing at the same time. So it's real hard at first, but I ended up actually doing pretty good. And I learned a song called "Beautiful Crazy." And I actually every gig I play, when I go to play this song, I always talk about it because it was like 2 weeks straight. I would sing this song to my girlfriend, Kaylin, and she was like, "Dude, you gotta go sing in front of your mom or somebody. You gotta go do something." And we live in a camper right next to my mom's house, so on the second week of me singing it to her, just practicing in front of her, she was like, "All right, we're going." And I was like, "Okay, I guess we'll do it." And so I sat on the living room couch and I sung the song, and my mom started tearing up, and I was like, "Oh gosh."
I was gonna say every time I hear that song, I cry.
Yeah, no, it's a very beautiful song, and it's called "Beautiful Crazy" by Luke Combs. But she was like, "Hey, we got to do something with this. When did you start learning how to sing?" I was like, "I don't know, it just happened." But so I ended up starting making a TikTok account, Aydin Holt Music, and it just started doing very well from there. And I ended up being able to book a gig at a seafood festival because I posted a song called "Where I Find God." And a lady named Holly, she's a very nice lady, and everybody at Seafood Festival that puts it on, they allowed me to come sing on Friday, and it did very well. And it just kind of branched off from there because people that were in the crowd started seeing me and started booking me. So that's really how it originated. So.
And it's interesting you mentioned that song because that song is actually your highest viewed song on TikTok.
Yeah.
It sounds amazing. It sounds incredible. Typically, you can't really get the organic sound of a musician when you hear something like on the internet. But on your TikTok, your sound is completely raw and it's still just as beautiful as listening to it in person. So I'm glad you were able to record that. Now, tell us, Aydin, you mentioned your uncle, and please accept our sincere condolences. I know you lost him recently.
Yes, ma'am, I appreciate that.
What would he say if he could see the evolution of Aydin Holt today, where you came from humble beginnings with hands too small to play a guitar to now playing venues, bigger than your imagination? What would he say today if he saw what his influence has done for your career?
I think he'd be very, very, very happy and very blown away.
Yeah.
And I don't know what he would say, but I wish I could hear it. But I know I'll see him one day, and I just really look forward to that. And every time I go to sing on stage, it's probably sounds weird to say this, but I feel like he's right there next to me. I just feel more powerful on stage than when I'm in practice and stuff. So it's just really, really cool. So.
And can you reiterate again what was it that drew you into country music specifically?
Really, what drew me into country music is just all my life growing up, me and my dad, and of course riding in the vehicle with my mom, they'd be playing country music, and that's just kind of like what I grew up around. So I didn't really think no different. Like I listen to rap and everything every now and then, but country music, I feel like it's always just drawn my attention more, just because of the rhythm and like I could sing along with it better. And of course, my uncle, when he would play the guitar in front of me, he would always play country music and stuff. So that's really how I just got into it. It was just kind of like natural to go into that. So
Yeah. Now, I will say, I've listened to quite a bit of your music, and you have some really, really beautiful covers. But how is that different for you and also creating original music? How do you find the balance between kind of writing your original songs, but then also making these beautiful, beautiful covers?
yeah, it definitely feels different. Writing originals. It's hard for me right now just because I don't use it as an excuse, but I was born with ADHD, and I know there's a lot of people out there with it that know this feeling. But I'll be sitting down trying to write a song, and I'll be like, "Oh, squirrel!" And I'm like, yeah, I'll be like, "Oh snap, there's a squirrel over there." But singing that and singing cover songs, I just it just feels so good. I love singing my own songs, and I'm on a I'm on a path to try to write more songs. I actually got things coming up and talks of doing a writers fest and stuff. Right?
Wonderful. That's incredible.
Yes, ma'am. No,
Awesome.
I'm excited for the journey that's to come. And when I posted my first original, Trust in Vain, I got way more streams on Spotify than I expected. I think it got up to like 2,100. So that's pretty good for a first song. So I
Have you
think.
performed it live?
Oh yeah, I do perform it live. I'll probably perform it live at the Swamp Cabbage with I got me and my buddies. We're gonna be in a little band. We're putting together, so I'm excited.
So we look forward to that. And how would you say that you reach your audience, if you will? I know that with musicians, typically what they try to do is give the audience what they're asking for or what it is that they want. So how do you make that balance between singing kind of what you want to deliver to them and then giving them also what they're asking for as an audience?
So right now, as a beginner, I'm not as skilled as somebody that would be like, "Oh, what's a request?" and I play that request.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm getting better to be able to play to anybody out in the crowd that's wanting to hear a specific song. But I would say the way that I reach the crowd is I'll start off. I pick from a tablet where I got all the songs that I know and sing, and if I see a bunch of older people in the crowd, I know they're probably liking older music, so which I mix up newer and older.
We like the term classic.
Oh, yep, classic.
Here we go.
And yeah, that's probably a better word. And
if you're enjoying this episode, don't forget to subscribe to the Sounds of Florida on your favorite platform so you never miss an update. And while you're there, leave us a review. It'll help more listeners like you discover the show. You can also follow us on social media for bonus content, behind the scenes updates, and more. Got a question or a topic you'd like us to cover? Send us a message. We'd love to hear from you. So, this is one of my favorite things to hear artists talk about. I would like to hear about your most favorite, most memorable performance that you had. Be it live, be it something you recorded for something else, but just your most memorable, favorite performance where you walked away and you were just like, man, I did that.
I think one of my favorites would probably be my very first performance. I was it's just crazy because when I was out there, everybody that was here from LaBelle that's been with me ever since I grown up, and more people that have wanted to come see me. When I got down, Everglades is a good drive away, and so when I got there, I was really nervous, like because I found out 5 months before I was gonna be singing there, and the whole time I was like at work, I was just thinking about what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Because at the time I only knew 3 songs, so I had to learn because it was a 45-minute set. I had to learn like 7 more songs, and I had never done a gig before, but I got up there on the stage and looked out in the crowd, and I just seen all these because I made my own merch, some shirts. It was like the very first shirts I ever made. It had the A and the H on it, and I looked out and I just seen everybody that come to support me, and I was like, yeah, it was so cool. It was such an honor to be able to have people that support me and come out there and just help me because I don't know. I think if nobody out there that I knew was in the crowd and it was just a bunch of random people, I probably would have messed up pretty bad. But with all those people, I felt more comfortable. And they say they couldn't tell I was nervous on stage, but up there my legs was like shaking. But that was probably one of my favorite, just because of the fact that all the people that came to support me, it just felt so honorable and good. I can attest to that because the first year I met you at the Swamp Cabbage Festival, after you were done, you were like, "Oh my god, I was so nervous." And I'm like, "What? I couldn't see any of that." Yeah, that was also another one where they all came out to support me, and that was like one of my third performances ever. So that was another actually honorable moment because there's a picture where everybody that came to support me, they all stood in front of the stage right there, the volunteer stage in the back, and also at the Seafood Festival, there's another picture of everybody. So it's just so cool to look back on that and where I started. How did you come up with your design for your merch? So that's a really cool thing to talk about. Also, me and my girlfriend, we were sitting on the couch in the camper, and I told her I want to have my own logo. So we started drawing up some designs. I was like, let's just do something simple. Let's just do my initials, see what happens. Like kind of like a cow brand to see like where you put the A and the H together. Because Aydin Holt, the A and H, and I put them together. And I'm a very big Christian, and so I looked at it, and it was kind of cool because there was like a cross in the middle where the A and the H connected, and I was like, "Hey, that's kind of cool." And then I kept looking, and there was like a slanted where the A slants. There's like one cross, and then the H on the right looks like another cross. So it's like the three wooden crosses on Calvary Hill. So I was like, "There we go, the first try." So no, it's I love the logo just because I like to incorporate God anything that I do. Just because if it wasn't for Him, I definitely wouldn't be here today. So that's kind of worked out.
That's beautiful. I love it. And I ask artists oftentimes, where they see their career or what's their dream or maybe their dream collaboration. And oftentimes they're just like, I want to be a superstar. I want to be, I want to be on the road. I want to, do all these things. So I'll ask you the same question. Where do you see the trajectory of your career, or what's your goal?
Honestly, at this point in time, I probably would say I'm just gonna go with the flow. I don't know where it's gonna take me. Hopefully, very far to where the dream is probably to be where a lot of people know my music and they love my music, and I can just pick weekends to go to a big place and be like, okay, let's pack out this whole place because like the only thing bad about being a superstar, in my opinion, is just time away from family.
Oh,
And I'm a real big family guy, and having my girlfriend of 3 years, and just like we want to build a family together. And I just know there's a lot of superstars out there, and they get the whole like they have to take tour dates and they got to go away from home for like the whole 4 months and stuff. But I'm gonna see where it takes me. So I guess I'll just see where it takes me. So
yeah, yeah, I love that. And how do you find where your next performance is going to be? Is there something that you research and you're like, I want to play this stadium, I want to play this venue, I want to do this festival? How does that work?
So right now, how that works is my mom. She's been helping me since day one doing the festival. So
Hi,
we
Mom.
call her the momager.
Yeah.
And but that's really just how it works. Like people will reach out because I have several pages that have my number on it for booking, and her number's on there too.
Okay.
And so they'll contact, like if a gig's needing an artist on a certain day, they'll just contact her and say, "Is Aydin Holt available for this?" And of course, they've looked into my social media to see what I'm like, and they either contact her or me. And then several other places there would be like a guy named Austin James. He actually helped me out to be able to play with him at seated table is very cool. He's a very very genuine, down to earth guy, and he knows a guy that owns Bay Street Yard. So that was like how that gig worked. Is I kind of reached out to Austin, and Austin reached out to Bay Street. So the way I get booked, it's kind of different. It's either I can reach out to the place if I'm really liking that place, or most of the time they'll reach out to my mom or me. So it's pretty cool.
I love that. Oh, this is so great. So what's next for you? What's coming up? I know we have Swamp Cabbage that's coming up in February next year, which you will be headlining on Saturday. Do you have anything happening between, say, now and February?
Actually, I have a gig with J Care Band, so that's always a very good gig. We always tend to pack out the launch. I'm really looking forward to that, and I think the next big gig that I have coming up would be the Seafood Festival.
Okay.
So real cool because, like I said, it's where it all started, and it'll be the same time this year as it was last year. So I'm looking forward to that.
I feel like there are many young people your age, maybe even younger, that are thinking, I want to do that. I want to do what Aydin is doing. I would like to follow in his footsteps. I would love to start a career in country music. What advice would you give them if they're just starting out? They don't know where to start, what to do. They haven't found their voice yet. What would you tell them?
I would definitely say stay on to it, stay focused on it. Like I said, I started off with YouTube. So that's definitely where you can learn a lot of things on YouTube because there's so many knowledgeable people on there and they post how to do things. And the main thing about what you want to do is, in my opinion, is learn how to play the instrument. So guitar, just learn simple stuff like how to play a chord. And like I said, you can go on YouTube, look up courses for beginners, and it'll teach you everything you know. I had a paper sheet that told me simple chords, and that's all country music is about 4 chords a song, 3 chords. So one could be Actually, The Fireman by George Strait is just um, a D sus, and then an E. So it's
Mhm.
just three chords. So it's so simple once you get it down. It's just learning the rhythm, and then once you get the guitar down, I would say definitely try to incorporate trying to sing at the same time
Mhm.
because it can be very hard at first. You're trying to have your brain trying to teach it how to do two things
I'm
at once.
sure.
So
Especially when you don't do one of them very well.
it's
Like
definitely it's definitely discouraging at first, but I would say definitely stick to it because it helps out in the long run. And then once you feel comfortable about learning about 10 songs, go play a gig somewhere about an hour or something. And people will start looking into you. You'll start getting gigs everywhere. And like I said, I've been very blessed to be able to have the opportunity to be able to sing here at
for
Swamp
sure.
Cabbage Festival and everything. So it's definitely taken off. I'm very blessed.
Well, you heard from Aiden Holt. Just get started. All right. So one last thing before we let you go, we want to know about some upcoming projects that you have going on. Some writing that you're doing. I understand you may be creating a new project for yourself and some others. Just tell us about the future of Aiden Holt.
So I plan to start writing a lot more original, like I said earlier, and really looking forward to it because I want to start writing a song, and I want one to blow up because the main thing about it is if one blows up, people start looking into all your other music that's never heard of you. So it's just a real cool fact to have your own music, and I'm working on about 4 songs, some slow songs and fast songs, but I have a full time job right now, and it's just real hard trying to do that and then going to gigs and then trying to find time to hang out with family and trying to write songs. But the future is definitely it holds a lot more of my own songs, so really looking forward to it. Actually, me, Austin James, and a guy named Jared, we're talking about doing a writers fest, so I'm really excited if that happens. And so it's pretty cool because it's gonna work like we all get together, we go rent a house somewhere, and
Yeah.
we write about 10 songs, maybe 10 songs a person. And on the third day of writing, we'll go somewhere and we'll sing those songs to the crowd and see how it does. So looking forward to that. I think the future holds a lot of stuff with my own music, like I said. And looking forward to it.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to it too. Thank you so much, Aiden. And who wants to specify? That's Aiden Holt, AYDINHOLT.com, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you so much for that. And before we let you go, give us your social media real quick.
Okay. Yeah. So TikTok is just AYDIN Aiden Holt Music. So it's all pretty much the same. All you got to do is look up Aiden Holt, and you'll see my face on the profile photo. And Instagram, same thing, Aiden Holt Music. And then Facebook, I have 2 other accounts. One's a business account, like a page, and then one's my actual account. It doesn't matter which one you follow. I'm trying to get everybody on the
Oh, all of
page,
them.
but I post it on everything. So if you follow just one, that's okay. So and another one, the TikTok, Aiden Holt Music, and I always post cover songs on there. So thank y'all so much for having me.
All right. And we're going to follow you right into Swamp Cabbage 2025 and thereafter. Thank you again so much, Aiden. It has been such a pleasure, and we cannot wait to see you in February.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
That's it for today's episode of The Sounds of Florida. Thanks for tuning in and spending your time with us. If you found value in today's conversation, share it with a friend or on social media. We'd greatly appreciate it. And don't forget to join us next time where we'll be diving into our next featured artist. Until then, take care and keep listening to The Sounds of Florida.